Hello and welcome to UKVersus. I am joined by the disembodied voice of Mike Hardiman yet again. And this stream was actually Mike's idea because he's getting ready to go to Glasgow early because he's doing social things, which is weird. And he wanted to talk about the Ask Me Anything while it was still fresh, but we wanted to give it kind of like a day to breathe so we could process and kind of get through it. How's your day been, Mike?
Well, first of all, no, we didn't want to give it a day to breathe. We had done it last night, but they posted it at 11 p.m. UK time, and that's not. Yeah. No, day's been pretty good. Went to the store, played some Riftbound, lost horribly. Played some UVS, lost horribly. So we're in good spirits. Yeah.
And who are you playing in Riftbound?
I played Misfortune today.
Ooh.
And it sure was a misfortune of a time. Dazzling Aurora did not like me.
No, it's a fun deck. I know Christmas also been playing Misfortune, but it's one that can be very temperamental. But anyway, we got the Ask Me Anything. They did drop it just as they said they would, but as you quite rightly pointed out, they seem to have a habit with news like this of dropping it at the end of the business day and then running. And it's not the best for us because, like you said, it's 11 p.m. our time. We're old men and women now. And non-binaries, but we don't need to be agitated before bed.
I'm only middle-aged.
We don't need to be. We still don't need to be agitated before bed.
No comment.
But yeah, the timing wasn't great. I mean, they could have flipped the Borderlands and AMA, and it would have been fine. But if you want to listen, to us talk about Borderlands, come back tomorrow where we're talking with Ty's House of Cards about that stuff. But yeah, we knew it was going to be that time. People had already assumed it was going to be an end of day pump and dump.
Yeah, let's not hop on necessarily the two bad things too much though, because we've done that. We did that for long enough. Like last week.
I mean, that's
main reason though for this, because it's very, like, I'm not gonna say it's all positive. It is obviously very mixed. And there are definitely some positive takeaways to take away. But I also feel like there's some stuff that, like, a lot of people, they kind of just jumped the gun reading it and didn't read like everything that's there, because there is more than necessarily, even though they didn't answer my question of why they hate us.
They did leave out a lot of questions, even questions that they hadn't already deleted from the Ask Me Anything, because a lot of us did put some very sassy, blunt, very British questions in there, and they seem to pick a very select handful of them. But the big thing was right at the bottom, which is a very weird place to put it.
No. Let's go in order.
Okay,
save the best for last.
Okay, you want to go on?
Yeah. We'll save the best for last, because
Okay, so
want to build up to the good.
We got the article. No names attached to this. It seems to be something that they're now doing is removing the names from the articles. But so the first question, they had a lot of questions come in. They were very thankful. Like I said, they didn't touch on anything. A few questions got deleted pre-answering. Because they weren't on topic, which, in an Ask Me Anything, that's a bit of a weird defense. But I digress. First question was, why are there no regionals outside the US next year? And they basically answered with, this year was a bit of a mess. They learned a lot from what works, what doesn't work, from regionals around the world, and they say the international community is very important to them. But some events struggle with travel costs, timing, local infrastructure, and preventing it from reaching the events players deserve.
And let's pause that. Why is that? Why did it struggle with that? Let's see. Because before they even spoke to the TOs, they kind of just decided this is when we want to run the events.
Yeah, I mean,
so we ended up with a Spain regional in the middle of UK holidays, which means it's 3 to 4 times more expensive to get there. And then we're going to have a Glasgow regional in the middle of November when it's going to be cold and...
I like the cold. But yeah, no, I spoke to UVS at Nationals in January, and I literally said, "Why have you guys booked a Spanish regionals at the height of holidays?" And they said, "If we booked regionals around people's holidays, we wouldn't book any." And I don't think they understood that our
Yeah,
school
no.
holidays, like the peak.
It's called a
pricing.
summer vacation, guys. God.
Well, theirs is like all go through July, doesn't it? And they're back in school in August.
I don't know about America. I barely know about England, so.
But yeah, I mean, it was a weird one. Our events have been under attended this year, either from melancholy of the meta, from people just not liking the direction the game's going to, or from where regionals have been held.
Oh, yeah, and then timing again. Chelmsford. That was Easter weekend.
Yep.
I know a bunch of people who couldn't make it because it was Easter and they have family commitments. Whether it's children, parents who want to spend time with them, or anything else. It was not the best time. And also, it was WrestleMania weekend. What the heck, guys?
It's also
I gotta watch my big burly men in underwear fake fight each other. God damn it!
You also got to remember, although some places are closed, a lot of places for Easter, because everywhere's closed. I mean, people work in restaurants, in pubs, in bars, in fast food, in any kind of those aspects of retail, they have to work because they're going to be overrun with customers. So it's one of those like blackout days where people don't get to actually take part.
Yeah, and like as I say, I think the main thing there is just talk to the TOs that you work with. Talk with Sean, talk with whoever there is over there in the OCE, talk with Rafael in Spain, all this kind of thing, and just before you announce things, get a time frame in place, or just say these are where they're going to be, dates to come.
Originally, that's what I thought they were doing when they said like had the US stuff on there, and they didn't have any EU stuff on there. That's what I thought they were doing. They were organizing everything with the TOs so we could have everything that works well. And we now know that it wasn't, but yeah,
no, it wasn't. But like I say, like there's struggles. There is.
Yeah. But the US had their own struggles with that. I mean, they had some of the lowest attended events of the year themselves.
Yeah, I think they've had like the lowest attendance since MHA, right? With like the events.
Yeah, I think Louisville was the closest with like hitting the low, like the high hundreds. But the majority of their events were very similar to our events in 2023.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know too much about the US in terms of geography and everything. But what I heard is that the locations weren't particularly the best in terms of travel and whatnot. So obviously next year, like for 2026, a lot of the US players are very happy with the locations. They're in much more accessible regions and whatnot. So that's good for that. Let's just figure out how to make that work elsewhere as well.
Yeah, they're all in huge central hubs, and that's kind of what the next point is. Rather than repeating the structure that wasn't 7 communities as well in 2026, they're going to regroup, rebuild for international play in a way that's sustainable, consistent, and rewarding. But there's no indication as to what that means, because it's a weird one to kind of do that, because that would involve being like a store up approach, which I've been asking for years. But if they're just hopefully relying on LCs to build local communities, that's not going to work.
So this makes me hope that they're going to use and work more with the tournament organizers we have over here, the players that can help out and do things like as I was saying last week, even in all the negative, use the resources you have. You don't necessarily need to send like for example, UK Games Expo. I'm not going to go into the fiasco that ended up being, but like they didn't necessarily need to send Levi and stuff over there just to have them. They could have had people, paid them in whatever way, could have been even some people probably done it for just product and the badge for the weekend. Whatever, like people do it. I know I'd do it. You cover my costs, I'll do it happily. It's going to be a lot cheaper than flying somebody out. And that can be done. And just So hopefully that's what they're going to look at. But so to try and make that more sustainable, consistent, rewarding, this is where we go. To do this, we have significantly expanded our program. I'm not saying those two words outside the US. Across each season, up to 20 LCs. Oh god, I said it. Only lost.
Up to 20 events will take,
yeah, up to 20 events will take place internationally at top Universus stores, each offering qualification towards Worlds, travel vouchers to attend regionals in the US, round one buys, and opportunities for stores to grow their player base with meaningful support. So, local championships. That's a bad name. Everyone's been saying this. Currently, as the video that was provided by Levi, these look the breakdown of them looks very similar to the local champion. What is local championships that we have had this year, and that is the biggest consensus. That's the biggest issue that a lot of people have had, is that you're expecting people to travel around for these events when they haven't been worthwhile to travel to before, and you say there's these things that are available. Qualification to all worlds, not possible for a lot of people for a variety of reasons, and I'm not going to get political about it. America's not the safest place for a lot of people within the community.
I got into that yesterday with Carl. Yeah, when someone asked why I'm not going to Worlds. Yeah.
So, that is a very real thing. So, cool, I qualified for Worlds. I can't go for whatever reason, be it financial, personal, political, whatever.
Same thing applies to the round one buys. They only apply to regionals and Worlds.
Exactly. And the travel vouchers to attend regionals in the US. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy with people in this going, oh, well, there's this and that. At the end of the day, everyone has issues. None of us haven't. Money is tight across everywhere these days. The travel vouchers are really cool. It's a really nice thing to have if you get those 16 players.
Yeah.
But again, is that the one thing that people are that's going to make people travel more? Like, at the end of the day, like Steve said in conversation earlier, 2 hours to travel to an event, any more than 4 rounds, then it's another 2 hours back, which means his partner has to take off holiday days at work to take care of the children, and that's just not feasible for him. So
yeah,
these championship events, which is what I'm going to try and refer to them for the rest of this, don't necessarily seem to be what they're what UVS want them to be. So we'll see.
To try and be as positive spin as possible in this, these are not appealing to our player base. This is a system that was designed with the American player base in mind. You put this in front of an Oceanic player, you put this in front of an EU player, and it's it's not enough. $150 is a drop in the water as to what it would cost for us to go there in terms of time. I know a lot of Americans' arguments have been, well, it costs us the same to go to events that it costs you to go over there. It's it's not the same. As much as you guys want to argue it, us going over there compared to you just traveling across the country is not the same.
Additional days off, additional time needed in the country for jet lag, etc. The expenses to get into airports over here is somewhat ludicrous. If you have to take public transport, it can easily be £150 if I wanted to travel from London. I don't really want to really pay that just to get to the airport.
And yeah, when I travel, I have to get the airport. I have to go to get the hotel beforehand because I have to get a very early flight if I'm going to get there in any kind of reasonable time. It's not...
So yeah, obviously they're trying to use these as you're going to get all of you're going to potentially get all of these, which is great on paper, but I would like to see how they make that worthwhile for those stores. And I know some people have been complaining about the fact that it says up to 20 LC events.
People have been very negative about that.
Now, I'm not gonna be negative about there not being a fixed number. There is no reason to say that. I know it says it later on that this isn't the way, but my brain says that up to 20 means that if you are, let's say it's 10 OCE, 10
Yeah.
EU. If you are one of the 10 for each of these, you apply for them, you get it. If less apply for them, then there will be a list of US stores that will then get it in place. Now, the number of LC, keep saying it. The number of
It's called
LCs
world
over the course,
qualifiers because that's what they are.
I'm talking specific. Well, I am talking more about this year now. So the number of LCs that have happened this year has over the year in terms of the UK, it's kind of dropped, and in terms of some that have not fired at certain points. So, how many are actually going to apply anyway? Realistically,
So the main issue with the later in the year Star Championships was that people quickly realized that the Star Championships weren't enough to get to Worlds. They had to also then either attend or do well at regionals. And
I'm not even talking about players here.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if the players don't ask for it, the stars aren't going to do it.
I suppose it depends on the store. Yeah. I mean, not everyone has Sean who's super, invested and on the ball and things. So.
I mean, in my case, we had Bridge End just drop off interest because new games come out. Stronghold closed down due to issues with sewage. Bristol picked up the game again quite briefly with Critical Role and then dropped it again. But no major loss there, in all honesty. But yeah, the biggest thing I've been hearing feedback in that aspect is points. The point system wasn't weighed properly. They said you could get to Worlds from locals, but you had to travel. You had to put the investment in there. You couldn't just go to your locals and do well and make it to Worlds. You had to also attend regionals and stuff like that. You had to attend multiple locals. And that's great if you're Nick Reagan, who has 10 stars within an hour drive.
Yeah, but so as I say, there hasn't even been 20 LCs this season in the UK, so I'm not particularly too worried about that up to number. I think I'm not going to use words I'm not 100% sure. I think it is going to be on UVS to promote this and work with the stores who might not have Sean's to be more invested and make sure these events are happening and make sure that these events are going to be what they want them to be to bring in that bottom point of opportunities for stores to grow their player base with meaningful support.
Yes, and that's
I really want that. I believe they can. And I want to see it.
Yeah, well, that's what comes in with the rebuilding local international support. What they were saying for this year, it can't just always be on Patriot. There are other big stars in the UK that just don't give the game the time of day it deserves. We should really be having UVS taking these LLCs and going to Fanboy 3, which is a massive star on the other side of the Peak District, which has got a very large dedicated player base. We've got, I can't remember the name of the star in Liverpool, which sucks because it used to be like one of the ones that my friends up north talked about a lot. But yeah, you've got Firestorm Games in Cardiff. You've got stars that are big names that attend the card shows, Games Expo, MCM Expo. They attend these massive events, and those are the stars that need to be applying for these local championships.
Yeah, those are the stars they want to get. They want.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. Stuff. It's 10 stars within a 3-hour drive. I apologize.
But yeah, so it could let's focus. We all agree, naming convention, trash,
Oh yeah.
terrible. But as it stands, they currently do look very similar to the local championships we've had this year. And hopefully that is not the case when they actually start rolling out.
So
And
hold
hopefully
on,
we
hold on
can
to that
get
thought.
to
We'll hold on to that thought because we will come back to it in a minute. But he says on here, well, yeah, we'll come back in a minute. But the big thing I want to just really hit on before we wrap up this bit is, if you are a player with a local star, get them to apply, because up to 20 events, as Mike says, is if we have 10 pre-slotted to us and only 9 stars apply, that's a slot we lose to other places. That's a slot that could go to OCE, that's a slot that could go back to America. So if you've got a star, it's kind of like a throw it at the wall and see what sticks situation. We need as many stars as possible to apply, so we get as many as possible. Hold on, like you were saying, like these are very similar to the Star Championships, and I want us to come back to that in a couple of questions, because here it says that this is a net increase in resources for international communities, with more paths to Premier play than before. The long-term goal is to return to regionals as international markets grow, and as we build a foundation for these events to thrive, not just exist. This all comes down to what their plan is going to be to cultivate growth, but I don't know if events here will thrive. If
see, that's the thing. Like, as I say, if they don't try, they can't succeed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they haven't really tried yet. It's kind of, we've kind of just been left to the wayside and see how it goes. I want to see what they're going to do. As I say, I really, really hope that they are going to work with people and provide those who want to help the opportunity to help and and give them the resources to help.
Why does Nathan not like Fanboy 3?
Oh, I don't. Next question is not really something we need to worry about too much.
No,
main LCs for 2025 season 4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is the question I wanted to come back to and talk on there, because what happens to international judges since they aren't required for local championships? There's no large events. So this is something that a lot of the judges came on, because there's now judge points. If you've seen with the event points, there's judge points underneath. And if you judge events,
you'll get for a while.
Yeah, you'll get points, and they'll be used for resources. But local championships are still considered a level 2 event under floor rules, where judges are not needed but are strongly encouraged. My big thing here is this contradicts what
You're going a bit robotic there, Bretty.
What? Oh.
You were going a bit robotic for a moment.
Not quite sure. The big thing for me is this contradicts what we were just told in the regionals outside the EU question, where I was like saying, this is a net increase for international communities with more paths to Premier play than before, but world qualifiers, I'm going to call them, are still considered level 2 events, which means no. Because if you take into account the total number of Star Championships, the chances we had to earn points to go to Worlds of this year, and compare it to the 40 events, we'll say, we're going to get this year, we've lost overall resources and events. Unless I'm misunderstanding that.
So I don't know.
But you see, they're saying this is a new way for us to get more paths to Premier play by considering local championships Premier play, but then also saying they're a level 2 event, which means they're not Premier play. The two answers contradict themselves.
And maybe it's a case of that the levels are going to be reworked slightly, where you have level 1 is like just any sort of local play. Level 2 is this, and regionals, and then level 3 is worlds. Maybe they're just streamlining it a little bit rather than 4 levels. I'm not 100% sure. It does contradict it a little bit, but I don't think it's necessarily something worth worrying about too much, because they have said that there's going to be more details in the upcoming OP documentation. I'm not gonna raise a torch over that.
No, it's not pitchfork worthy. It's just to be like, it's a bit weird to in one breath say it's past the Premier Play, then to go, there's still level 2 events though.
Yeah, and as I say, I haven't checked the documentation for a hot minute about what event is what. So.
I mean, it's on the. I think it's more referring to like the dots that were in the OP Play, which was weekly play level 1, local championships level 2, regionals level 3, and universal championships level 4.
Yeah. Well, I can't worry. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, just because I play too much to worry too much about judging. Obviously that is different for some people, and they do need to answer that sort of thing. I know that there was some issue with needing to hit a certain sort of level to retain sort of like your level 3 and whatnot, and there wasn't going to be enough international play for that to happen if we had the same number of events that we did this year.
Yeah.
So that may need to rework in general in terms of the judge program. But hey, we still don't really have a judge program, so who knows? Where was that? We were promised that at the start of the year. We still don't have it. So there's bigger issues than.
Well, I mean, we were told that we got level 1 and level 2's meant to be coming in January. I think it was so that they could put the same resources into the Riftbound Judge program, which is now launched. And it's pretty much the exact same system. It's a 12-question system where you've got an 80% pass rate. And you still can't check your answers. It's really annoying. But anyway, that's the digression. We're not here to talk about Riftbound. We can talk about Riftbound another time.
Name a better love story than UVS Games and their judge program.
I mean,
still prefer Twilight.
Yeah, that's fair. Judges being strongly encouraged. It's going to suck for the judges we have. It's going to be weird seeing Murray playing a bit more then, because he's not going to be required to judge, but that might mean he just doesn't play.
Yeah, I mean, you can like through this. I did a test the other day, because I finally figured out how to actually add a judge to an event.
Oh.
I did test to see if you could be as a player and as a judge on the event, and you can. So.
Oh, that's good.
It's not necessarily the end of the world. It's like local, and obviously, you can't for like a local, for like a smaller level event. You can't really expect them to just sit out and get nothing out of it other than these judge points that you can't currently spend on anything.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And hopefully, like I said, when the judge program gets a bit more fleshed out, it'll be cool to see what actually comes of that.
So I think this is an important one. This is the one that I don't necessarily 100% believe.
Well, the first come first serve or the promos?
Yeah. Is there a current plan on how LCs will split between regions, or will it truly be sort of like first come first serve? There'll be no region-based preference on or restrictions. LC selection is based on the number of qualified stores in each area. Ensuring access is based on store readiness and ability to support the community, not geography or priority. Now, as I say, I think you can't say that there's going to be up to 20 in the first section and then say there will be no first come first serve, because you're going to have a drastic amount more US stores applying for these than you are going to be a US. Now, maybe this means that you're not going to have 55 million events within the 3-hour radius like Nick does, and it's going to be down to like 2 or 3. But you can't have. We're going to have all these international events, and then say that it's going to be first come first serve, because it doesn't really work that way.
It's going to be a lot of work for the American system, because like if they've only got 20 between every store that applies, it's going to be down to the merits of the stars. Over here, oh God, what you've got a point?
And that's what I mean. That's why I think it's going to be a case of if less stores internationally are applying those, there's going to be like a wait list kind of thing,
Yeah,
and that is how it that's where it comes from.
but
And I don't want to spend too much time on it. We don't know how the applying for these events is going to work. Maybe it is really just going to be we're going to look at this and see who applies. I think they do just need to get stuff sorted.
yeah, I think for our side of it, it'll be less ability to support the community and more target areas they need to break into, because if they want to grow our local area, they need to hit things like Living Realms and Fanboy 3 and the big stars that don't actually run our events.
I mean, Living Realms do run our events, but their own locals don't stop showing up to them at one point. I know they had a local championship for the last season. I couldn't go due to reasons, but like none of the locals were there by the look of it when I checked.
That's a shame.
Because I would have gone, which is obviously a shame because Living Realms is, I would say on a similar level in terms of Patreon when it comes to like card games and where people travel to for games.
I mean, to touch back on what we on Riftbound, Living Realms were invited to Right HQ. They've got a big event going on in a few weeks.
I'm aware.
Some of the admins for the Riftbound community Discord are locals there now, and they were saying that they've got quite an active Riftbound player base. So yeah, it might just be a support issue, and they need the infrastructure, need the help from Universus.
Yeah, I know. There's some sort of like the main guy who was there who did support the game and liked the game and everything. He was no longer there. I don't really know. I don't really have any info. I'm not going to speculate on it.
No.
He was there. He's not there now. And as I say, he wasn't quite to like the Sean level of like support for the game, but he was there and he did care.
Yeah.
So he made sure the events happened and whatnot. And since then,
it's one of those cool things. It's one of the cool things about our community is if we have one person there who has any kind of power to run events, we get events because they know we need them and they're passionate about the game. Now here's one I'm not too keen on with the regional promos and other exclusive products were extremely hard to come by outside the US. Now that non-US countries won't get regionals, will there be any way for us to access that kind of product? And yes, one of the reasons we continue to grow and refine the reward star is to specifically close this gap. When appropriate, promos and exclusive tied to major events will be made available through the reward store, so international players can have access to them, not needing to attend US events. Now,
I'm gonna pause you before you say anything.
Yeah.
The reward store is awful.
And if only there was some brave soul who back in March was called out and chastised and burnt at the cross for saying the FOMO reward store was a bad thing and it was going to lead to...
You were not the only one, Brett. I know for a fact Connor was saying this as well.
I know, and I took a lot of hate from it. I took a lot of hate for my opinion on the reward store videos, even with Richard at the time when he was on the podcast.
I have thousands of points. I had 10,000 points at one point this year. I have spent a lot of them and I'm now down to about 4,000.
I have 80.
There's been good things. There are good things on there, but I have had all those points because I have regular locals and regular events, and it makes it possible for me to get these points. For new players, for people who have limited access to events, for people who just can't go to locals all the time. The reward store sucks. They don't get a chance to get stuff on a 1 week rotation. So, I said this when it was announced.
Yeah.
I said this when it was announced. The number of events you have to go to get one promo
is too much. So I've been playing since
weekly rotation.
Well, I've been playing since March 2022 when set one was out here but not officially out. And in that time, I'd accumulated, with spending as well, 3,000 points in the bank. I'm now at 80 because I don't have regular access to locals. I've not been able to attend regionals outside of the Albuquerque Summit one. And there was a 5-month gap where any product we buy was dead in the water points wise. And you quite rightly said, players who don't have local access, players who want access to these things, who don't have events, have suffered. The Gen Con Critical Role stuff went up, and I had critters reaching out to me like, how do I get this? It's like, have you bought any TMNT? Like, no. Like, there's any events in your area? Like, no. I'm like,
sucks to suck, I guess.
Luckily, Sean was an absolute beast and sent me some of the Patriot codes from the boxes they'd opened. So we were able to get some critters, some promos. But then they dropped like the Godzilla stuff, and they dropped Attack on Titan boxes and all this stuff. And you have to buy 10 booster boxes to get one box from the reward store, which, it's free stuff.
That's fine. That's fine. You have to buy 10 boxes to get a free booster box. That's not a bad thing.
But
these things cost money. If they're going to give them away, they've got to make money first from selling other products.
That's cool. That's fine. That's handy. Putting mechanically unique promos on there that players don't have access to, like the champion cards or the Gen Con promo cards.
Agree. Mechanically unique promos should not rotate from the store if you're going to have a rotation.
Yeah, and they shouldn't cost the same as a regular promo. They should be more accessible to players so that people do not have to farm events or be forced essentially to fear they're going to miss out if they don't attend events, because I can't attend any event in my local area, and there's one webcam event which it still does fire even if there's only 3 people there, but I can't always guarantee I'm going to be available to play because Robin has work.
You have a child.
Yeah, I have a child. I can't guarantee I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, in fairness, that would be the same with having a physical locals as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't make it.
Yeah.
But that's what we're saying. You can't the FOMO system of the reward store is bad.
Yes.
I will consistently and always stand on this. I have done since day one, even though you don't remember anything. That it is a case of it does not feel good. They increase the prices on everything. Mechanically unique stuff should not rotate from the store. They should always be available. If they sell out, they sell out, and you make more. If you need to, whatever, just keep them there. This stuff going on, potentially these regional promos and whatever going up on the store, if they're able to, cool. I do appreciate that. Maybe make them available in another way as well, though.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm going to go to with the regionals promos being available on the reward store.
Yeah. Connor, I've said this since day one. The rotation system should be like a 4-week monthly sort of thing, for that very reason. Like, as I say, if you want on a weekly rotation, if you want a playset of 1 promo, you have to go to 8 events to get that many points for that 1 week to get the playset of said promo, and then it's gone.
If they wanted to do like a My Hero stuff for the release of the anime, yeah, have a weekly stuff there, because especially like booster box and stuff they know going to sell. The Godzilla Day stuff, yeah, that makes sense to do it as a 1 week, but there should be a regular stock on there. If they put champ cards on there, they shouldn't rotate. People should always have access to those mechanical cards. The sleeves and the dice that keep popping up on there, they should just always be on there. Nobody's running to the store when they see those sleeves and dice. They should just always be accessible.
Joker and Harley should stay available.
Yes.
But that's kind of a video. That's a kind of a video on its own.
We can go to that. The big thing for me is promos and exclusives tied to major events. If they put Vegas 2026 sleeves on there, does any international player care?
Probably not. Except from Nathan, because he's a something for sleeves. Insert what you want there.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like the exclusive title major events. If they put, if they have a playmat or anything there, I don't know if it's just me, but a playmat, the sleeves, the prizing, is a memory of the event for me. So that would be more for the people that went.
The playmats, yeah. Playmats and sleeves, yeah. Promos, no. But that's like, I'm just obsessed with all arts and things, and I like to bling.
Oh no, the
going over
promos
to
are always
Riftbound again. I said I wasn't going to bling out anything. From my booster pack today, I ended up pulling a second alt art Jinx champion unit. So I then proceeded to trade for a third one.
Demolitionist,
I now have
Demolitionist or the bad one?
I don't the 3 diff one.
Oh, I've only got 2 that I've ordered from Car Goblin.
I needed 2 more of the orange Volibear. I ended up ordering the alt art because it was actually the same price. And then I've ended up trading for a third one today.
Nathan
and I've started trading into the runes for the colours that I'm playing.
Nice. Nathan wants a dead box. To add a little bit more like Magpie to you, did you know that the the Proving Grounds cards are in the Nexus packs in foil?
Nope.
Now you do. So you can get parallel foil cards from the Proving Grounds in the Nexus Night packs. It's been confirmed by Riot. So if you want to bling out those cards, you have to play locals.
Let's say all right, Steve, God.
I'm not watching this here. I think I don't care what I'm telling you. Putting the regional promos on the reward store is cool. It's a bit of a slap into the face to the people that travel for it. And but again, they're not. But yeah, that's fine. They should be accessible when they're in access. But with things like the military airship and stuff, they wouldn't have had them to put on the reward store.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, shut up, Nathan. You've been going on about how fun Reiner is for months. And now you play against it one time, then you're crying. Shush your face.
I think they could have. I don't think they had to put international players specifically in there. It could have literally just been when appropriate promos exclusive will be there available, so that players who couldn't attend will have access to them.
Yeah, I think if they're gonna do it, they need to make it so that international players are able to get a reasonable amount of points.
Oh shit!
To make it so they can get these.
I just thought about that. Regionals were the big points getters, weren't they? We don't have access to the big point.
Oh, local. I know. LCs this year give you 120 points.
That's if you win. That's if you win, right? Though.
No.
Oh, you got 120. You got 120 for showing up. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think you got 200 for showing up to a regional.
No, local champion. You're thinking the world points there.
Oh, okay. No, that's what I mean. I thought you got 200 points for 200 loyalty points for showing up to a regional.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I just used to see big number on my loyalty points, and I accept that. Oh, where are we? Question about since the OP change again. Will stores have the option to make the store championships webcam to attract more players if their area does not have a big player base?
Yeah, it doesn't really apply to us.
No, I think the fact that you add a little bit of money on there, someone sitting at home on webcam goes, they get to the tops, and then there's oop. I guess this card just sort of happens to appear out of nowhere. From off screen, and then suddenly, as soon as you add even a little bit of something to an event, it makes webcam very dangerous. And while I do want webcam to be able to support those that don't have locals in reasonable areas or the base is small, it's just I'd rather not risk it. And that's kind of what they're saying there without actually saying it.
120 points into if they did local championships for webcam, it would have to be heavily reduced pricing. you couldn't put a Worlds invite on there. You couldn't put the money on there. It would literally
But
be a promo kind of thing and put local play points.
I mean, people have cheated in online card games for less, so
Yeah. People cheated.
well, let's not.
People cheated actual events for less. What do you mean? I mean, in the last week alone, there's been a One Piece cheating scandal and a Riftbound cheating scandal. Possibly in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh event in Asia as well, but no, we're not here to talk about cheaters. We're here to talk about the good and the bad of this. With there only been 4 regionals, that's not something for us. That's planned organization.
Official retro support. Now, yes, every regional this year will feature specialty retro side events with their own unique prizing. We're excited to give retro a consistent home at large events. That's gonna really annoy the Scots if that happens.
Believe it when I see it.
That's fair.
Simple as. Retro has been the redheaded stepchild for long enough. They made retro like way too difficult to play with because of attuned, and the American player base doesn't even play by the actual retro rules.
Yeah, well, they still get supported, haven't they? They've not done a ban list. They've not done updates to even.
They've not done a ban list. Yeah, exactly. They kind of just left it. Maybe, as I say, I'm of the opinion that the Rochester retro format should be the official retro format because it smooths out a lot of the issues of the game. Shoot me if you must. It's just, as I say, attuned cards do not work in retro the way that you want them to work. Symbol chaining causes an issue. They only have one symbol. It makes life so much more difficult.
Yeah.
Just rip off the Band-Aid. Make the rules line up for that, and just go from there.
It might be a very petty issue that I have with it, but my issue is the fact that they treat it like it's actual retro, and they look. And when we talk about retro, and they bring up Rochester, it's just like and that's an American format, and until they make it official. But we kind of get looked down on for not playing their format, and they forced it on us in UK Games Expo. It's like it's fine, but it shouldn't be Rochester Retro at major events. If it's a community format, it's the same thing as if people started playing Bluebacks format, or there was the Triple Threat whole thing, which was a community format which was adopted by UVS, so there is a precedent for it. I would be absolutely.
There's no problem with that.
No.
Like there's no problem with UVS adopting like fan formats. Hell, the biggest game of all time, Magic. What's the main most played?
Commander.
What's the most played format in Magic? Commander. What was Commander? A fan made format.
Judge me
there's precedent there. If people make a format and it's good, adopt it.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. It's not a bad thing.
I was looking at Spotlight because it's the Webcam Warriors Spotlight this week, and I was chatting with Marvin from Undefeated Locals, and we were looking at the ban list. It's like this ban list hasn't been updated since because Azor isn't banned in Spotlight. It was only banned in Retro and Standard, so it has still got a home in Spotlight. Like, because they brought it out and then they kind of just abandoned it. And it's like, give it to us then. Let us have a Spotlight Council. Let Rochester do the retro. Just rip the Band-Aid off. What I don't like is the fact that we have unofficial formats getting official support. Just come out and, like you said, rip the Band-Aid off. Go, yeah, Rochester are going to take over retro. They're going to work on the ban list. We're going to work with them on it. So if there is anything we don't like, we'll do it.
Yeah, I think that part, I don't believe this would happen because I do have a lot of respect for Sean.
Yeah.
But there is the technical potential for what's the word I'm thinking of?
I know what you mean. Inside a thing of, Sean's got extra products up here, so we're going to change the format. So these cards, these are more desirable,
Yes.
so he can
Or
sell more.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I've just got in a bunch of, let's say Trinity Geyser was banned in it. I've just bought in a bunch of Trinity Geysers. Let's make it legal.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think Sean or the Rochester guys like Broberg and
I
Tim
don't
Keith
think
would
that I
let it
don't think
happen.
they would, but in terms of like an official format, like if you're going to rip the band-aid off and make this format like official, the council that they have, they can suggest things to UVS directly, but UVS has the final say.
Yeah, just stick
Um,
Murray and Connor on the Rochester Retro Council, and that fixes that problem.
But like as I say, I don't think they would necessarily do that. But there is always that opportunity when you are the largest singles provider for the game in the US and you have such an impact on that format. The format should always be decided by the company.
Yeah.
But as in terms of the rules and everything, rip the band-aid off, make it easier for all these people that haven't played for that long. If you want to play casually with classic rules, do it. No one's stopping you from doing that. There's not enough kitchen table play anyway.
Yeah.
Do it.
Have you thought about launching a separate team circuit for this year? Since international players have no major events, the absence of these events could massively detriment the sustaining of the game in those regions. This could be done with alternative. This could be done as an alternative to them, like make your own team asset. We haven't planned a dedicated team circuit for 2026, but there is a new teams format coming in 2026 with King of Fighters. I do know that. We are absolutely open to supporting stars and communities who want to run the team format events, especially if your local LT is interested. Please, blah 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 blah. So I don't think this was going to be a start at the beginning, but similar to Retro, it's one of the things that teams is a life support format, which is pretty much going to be relegated to side events.
Which, as a four-time teams champion, I hate that. Teams has always been the best format. The side events for teams always pop off more than any event. It's always been such a
Oh, I lost you.
good event. It's the proof of format back in the day when diversity was a thing.
Yeah, no, that makes no sense. I would love to see retro and teams and like
Everything
Spotlight. Yeah, I'm going back. I love to see retro teams Spotlight get their heyday back. Actually, get the spot.
If we're gonna do Spotlight, I want it to be more akin to how Tam has described it before, where it's like let's say you want to play my hero deck, you can play any of my hero deck, but I want to play AOT, I can play an AOT deck, or we're in the same tournament.
That's what I do. Sorry, but
you're not as well. Okay,
I've been saying this.
I heard Tam say it.
I've been saying this since Spotlight was announced. And I'm going to be having words with Tam. He keeps stealing my ideas. But,
sure. But it's fair, as I say, that is a great idea. Whoever came up with it, Tam. Props to Tam.
I put a video out. I put a video out on it, and Cameron and I are planning to do like a 5v5 a Spotlight deck thing where we do 5 Spotlight decks against 5 other Spotlight decks. It's the community that I used to play with in Southampton saw the video, and they love the idea. I was talking with Main Deck, and they're saying it's kind of like the perfect onboarding product. It's the UA build. It's the UA play style.
Yeah, it's the way Union Arena works.
That's the way Spotlight should have always been, because
it should be. Maybe they should do that. But that's not the question. The question is about teams. This is no. It's going to remain a side event. Which sucks. Teams is the best format. Run real teams events. You would see. I know for a fact that there's some people I could get to come out of the woodworks to play in teams because of how fun it is.
I'm sure we can touch back on this when we get to the bottom of the article.
Canada is trying new player events now that Scrambles, the introductory tournament format, is not part of organized play. Will there be any guidelines on running events that are focused more on growing the community? Scrambles didn't deliver the goals. This is what I said before to you.
Yeah.
We said this privately. We had this conversation a lot. They just didn't work. Replacing them with a more refreshed, a more robust, teaching-focused program. ROP, game design, LGS teams are developing new materials and event support designed specifically around helping stores teach the game effectively. More information is on the way. Brilliant. That's all. There's nothing to say there. No notes. Just make it happen soon.
Yeah. I hope this is a hint to the return to the scout program where we got people going in, like doing the demos and helping out with the events.
No, that's not really what that was. Like this is all hearsay of like what the scout program was. No, a scout program was basically just a tournament organizer for that store.
Oh.
And they would receive like a pack of promos every month. So like you would have, so back in the day, you get like a stack of random promos, which usually at first were always like a bunch of characters. So you'd have like a bunch of random people who weren't in sets. And the scout would get one of those with all of them, and then they would also get ones to hand out as prize support. So if you came top X of whatever event, you'd be able to pick from, like, let's say a Cassandra, a Heiamaru, a Sagat, and a Sakura or something. Yeah, they would do the demos in the store and stuff, and like, you know, run the events and whatnot. But it was not a these people are going to go out there and they're going to demo the game for us and they're going to do all this work for us. It was just they are going to run these local tournaments. Maybe that's what it was intended to be. The scouts did have a little bit more input than that. I know a lot of the scouts tended to also be playtesters, and they had a much more direct line of communication to the company back in the day.
For me, Star Scrambles were a very good idea, just executed very poorly. The fact that it was a recommendation that they be spotlight, but not a restriction on them, meant that people could just run them as standard. And the fact you add victory promos to any event is immediately making them competitive, regardless of what you say they should be.
Yeah. Also, like the fact that we did TMNT spotlight for our spotlight of that season. We got a fraction of the people who normally show up. There were more reasons than just it was TMNT spotlight, but it being spotlight was part of it. And I think the idea of what they're saying is brilliant. Let's see it before the end of the year. Let's get it started. Let's kick off the year the right way. And you know, do what you say you're gonna do and put this effort in. I love to see it. I want to see it. Let's move on.
Yeah, so with there being no regionals outside of the continental US, what is the purpose of a major round one bye served for international players? Can they be used at Worlds? Major round one buys can be used at any regional event or any day one of the Universal Championship. So, yeah, buys for most people that will be attending their local championships that have no intention of going to Worlds or US Regional are a non-prize.
Yep, they basically don't exist. And let's be real, buys in this game
suck.
Don't really work. There's been a lot of conversation on from the American players in general as well, because let's be real, it's going to affect them more than it would any of us. The win rate percentage and everything for buys within Cardi.io is not good. It's actually a detriment overall. Even in we're not
going to go too deep into it because, like I said, it doesn't affect us. It mainly affects US players. If you want a good breakdown into how bad buys are in this game, go check out the latest episode of Where's the Wub, the
Werewolf podcast on Mitchell Smino's channel.
Yeah, on Mitchell Smino's channel, where they talk about international play for 15 minutes and buys for 40.
or search the main Discord for Ryan Levine's tag of whatever it is. I think it's R Levine, and he goes into it a lot in text form as well.
Yeah, if you want,
useful.
You should probably get him to write an article about it.
But as it stands, not super helpful.
Last one is, are LC prizing cards going to be more akin to current regionals, which really means that the local Star Championships are now becoming pseudo regionals, and the regionals are going to be massive events with better price support. The LCs are becoming meaningful in 2026. Their structure is closer to last year's regionals. Regionals themselves are becoming a larger signature event with expanded activities, improved pricing, and celebration of the community. The goal is to have a clear progression from local play to LC to regional to worlds. That doesn't feel great to end the article on, in all honesty.
Well, it doesn't. That doesn't end the article.
No,
Really.
but that's the last question is kind of yeah.
Like, so are they though? Like, are they going to be more meaningful? Maybe they are. We need to see evidence of this though, because currently, as it stands, most of the prizing looks the same as actual local championships this year. You're just limiting the number
Yeah, I
of them
think
that can happen.
they forgot how beautiful the Star Championship Critical Role promos were. And it's like you can try and make them meaningful as you want, but the Star Championships had good promos, and they had top cut promos.
Yeah, I mean the Jesus Christ, the Star Championship promos for the Turtles ones. Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
We will never have an issue with hitching the team about the way the cards look.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. But that's not for a pod. That's not for today. Because yeah. Can they use font that's actually readable, please? I want my ones to look like ones, not sevens, and my sevens to look like sevens, not ones. And my R's, Jesus Christ, I cannot stand the formatting on these Guilty Gear cards. I do not know what any of them say. Your R's look like B's. Make the text look normal, please. Anyway, this is the big part. This is the most important part. This is the super very.
This is the part that nobody read, and because it was a paragraph at the end of it. So
a lot of people didn't seem to read this.
I had to go back and double check it.
Totally steal everything here, Brett.
Go for it.
I am not going to give UVS flowers over this. This is something that should have been there the entire time. But thank you for actually listening. And I'm just going to read it, and then here's some more thoughts. We know changes to OP can feel disruptive, but our focus is on building a stronger, more rewarding system across the entire year. We're confident that by the end of 2026, players will feel the impact of these improvements and experience one of the strongest organized play years Universus has had. Factually, this is true for US players. So that is correct. US players, I think, are going to have an amazing year. Now, the most important part of this entire article, thank you again to everyone who submitted questions. Your feedback helps us build a better, more connected global community. And while this won't be a regional, we are excited to share that your feedback has inspired us to host a big EU celebration where players can hang out, talk with UVS staff, enjoy panels, play some games, walk away with awesome prizes. Think of it as a community-first event built just for you. Stay tuned for details. Bravo. This is a regional. This is what they said that the US regionals are going to be in all but name.
Yeah. And then
they listened. UVS Games does listen. And, you know, I know there's been an entire shitstorm on stuff. Everything else, they do listen. They are not some mustache twirling villain of a company. No one actually thinks that. We just want to know, like, as international players, for the longest time, we have felt like we are the redheaded stepchild for the game. And in terms of EU players, thank you. This is good.
Yeah.
This is what we want. I will take this. I am not going to apologize for anything that was said, because this was clearly, obviously, not the plan originally. But thank you to those that are making this happen. It's appreciated. And you want help to do the things you say you are going to. As I have said over and over again, please reach out. I am happy to do anything to help you grow this game that we all love. I just, you just need to ask. If I'm able to, I will. Or all I ask is that the cost is covered. And I'm going to be damn sight, and that cost is going to be damn sight cheaper than flying someone out.
So,
I know Sean will do it where available. I know Brett would do it.
Yeah.
I know lots of people would do it.
So
Ask. Put your hand out.
before we
Put your hand out.
get into it too much, let's address the elephant in the room. And this is an EU only event. This doesn't mean that only EU can come to it, but this means that this is for international players. OCE are getting snubbed, and that
Yes.
doesn't feel great. And it wouldn't be right of us to sit here and go, yes, UVS have done something amazing here. We're going, it sucks for Oceania. Carl,
yes. I wanted to
Yeah.
save that. I wanted to save that a little bit, but yes, it is absolutely doggy doo doo for OCE players. Like, as I say, we've always felt like the redheaded stepchild. OCE players are stuck outside in the kennels.
they are the newest community though. The EU community has been around a long time. Oceania is brand new. They kind of came in with UVS games.
Yes, and that's why they need to support them.
Now, my hope is that with Richard Osley and the stuff he's planning community circuits. He's looking at prizes and trophies and side events. He's looking at making community celebrations themselves. And I know Carl and other people are planning to support him in this. And my hope is that UVS does support OCE with this endeavor. But,
I mean, they say they want to.
Yeah,
prove it. Put the proof. Put the proof. Do it. Help.
They might not be able to, like you said, they might not be able to send staff members out there. They might not be able to have the panels and the talks and like the big community celebration, but they can do something to help those players feel appreciated and help build
nothing stops them from posting on socials
and helps them build the structure. Yeah, helps them build the infrastructure for OCE. For us,
provide a bit of prizing.
Provide a bit of pricing. Provide, so like I said, some of the regional exclusive promos where available. Send some of the stuff out that wasn't quite available. For me, I love this. This was my biggest complaint about the entire thing. For me, next year, my way to play doesn't change. The OP structure, personally, never really got to me because I'm never winning a regional. I'm never doing well enough to care about that kind of stuff. Maybe I could, but I'm kind of past that point of caring when it comes to it. I did shoulder the complaints of the people that did feel it because I understood it. But to me, my biggest issue was always the community celebration. The fact that they promised all this amazing stuff and then were essentially saying, you're locked out. Now, they still have done that because we're only getting one while they're getting four. This is
again, like I said last Sunday. I understand that. It is very expensive to get people out there for these panels, get staff members out, etc., etc., etc. I never expected 4. I was hoping for maybe 2, and 1 in Europe. Again, like it was this year, just as a, it's not going to move too much, and we didn't have, maybe only one of them had the panel and things. That's not going to be the case. We're getting this. It's still a W. I'm still going to take it. I am, for now, content with what has been said. But I need to see them follow through with a lot of things they've said in this article. And I'm sure a lot of people in the community need to see that as well. I'm grateful. I truly am. I am excited for whatever this celebration is. But on the flip side as well, as I said, the thing for me for the regionals was the competitive side of it, the competitive drive. This doesn't do it.
No.
I'm going to be taking a little bit of a step back and focusing on Riftbound in terms of like my competitive priorities for 2026. But in terms of, I love UVS. I have played this game for 19 years. I have played this game for so long, and the thought that I was going to have to quit the game over all of this truly upset me and depressed me.
Yeah.
And they held a hand out. They are showing that they do care, whether people want to say it, people want to admit it or not. They didn't have to do this. They are doing it. They are trying to support us, and just I want to see them follow through.
That's the big thing. When they talk about building the infrastructure of the games out here, we need to see them actually putting in the work. It needs to be more than just, oh, the LCs are going to die. It's like, no, we need to see you making the effort. We need to see you actually maybe not boots on the ground, but we need to know you've got a plan, that you're doing more than just hoping LCs bring out stars and bring out local communities, and you're actually doing more than that. That there's some kind of
to be fair, with boots on ground, you did show me that there is a UK office now. Well, I'm air quoting office. It does exist, so maybe the boots on ground is much more possible.
Yeah, it's an importer office, but yeah, they've got an office in the EU, they've got an office in the UK. Because things like Riftbound and the Star Trek Star Realms are really popping off, so they are expanded out. So maybe we'll see boots on the ground. For me, this is an absolute total W. This is everything I wanted from there. Outside of maybe one of our local championships being treated like a mini regionals, like Sean or some of the other bigger stars got sent regionals prizing for like one of the LCs to make it feel a bit bigger. But I never expected this, a bespoke event designed around us with staff and panels and games and just the prizing, and they've promised a lot here. And
hey, UVS Games, you want to make this event pop off? Give us an attack. You're giving backups out for EU for NA regionals. Give us an attack for this.
I mean,
it would be the first.
It would be the first.
Give it to me.
But yeah, they've done events like this before, community kind of events. They did it with the Attack on Titan pre-release, where they did it at Gen Con at the historical restaurant, but nothing to this scale. This is a first of its kind, one of a kind event. And
well, I'm not sure I would call it first of its kind, just because this is basically the plan for all of the regionals next year. Like based off of the video that they've said. So like it's not gonna be like the first of its kind. It's gonna be the first of its kind outside of the US.
So it's the first of its kind that isn't a regional, which means you gotta think, if they're not offering regionals prizing, if they're not offering the regionals poll, they need to have something comparable to bring people. They need to have events that are comparable, which is where the things like teams and retro and all these other aspects are going to be utilized to pull people in.
Yeah, Steve. It doesn't work. I know for a fact that you'll be at whatever this celebration ends up being, boyo.
Organized play hasn't worked for me in the entirety of the time I've been playing it, and I'm still here.
Yeah, as I say, Colin, like as you say, it's 50-50. There's a lot to be proven. Yeah. There is a lot to be proven. But right now, I think as a community, we caused a big old stink. This is a W. They listened. This is a W. Prove everything else. Prove it. No, he's a stooge, Brett. He's a stooge.
I am a stooge. But
he's a stooge.
Shills get paid. But like Mike said, the pitchforks and torches aren't away. They're just down. As I put in the Facebook group yesterday, we've got to win. And the war is still happening. The war, like, the region, to get regionals back, to get competitive play, we're not forgetting that. We're not going to stop pushing for that. but we've been given a line to get it back. UVS have told us that there is a way for us to get it back. There is a line. There is something we can do to contribute toward that. And
it's not even what we can. No, I mean, to be fair, Brett, they said they're going to do it.
yeah, but
They said they're doing it.
they're doing it, but we also need to show up to the events. We need to show them it's worth doing. And I know that sounds like corporate shill bullshit, but let me finish the sentence. But they need to give us the incentive to do that. They need to give us out there. But it's a two-way street kind of thing. If we just go, we're going to boycott the events, we're not going to support UVS because they've not supported us this year, they're going to pull further away. And that's going to suck. The big thing for me is we've got a W. We've got a battle that we have won, and we have a regionals this weekend. Put the weapons down, calm down, enjoy the week, enjoy the weekend, and we can start this fight up again in December. Because
no, I mean we don't need to start this. We don't need to start this fight in December. To be fair, like there's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas. Like UVS is going to be very busy.
Yeah.
Like over the next month or so. Well, the US in general is going to be basically offline for that amount of time. I am willing to, in good graces, give them the time, but by the middle of January, we don't know anything about all of these plans, all these big plans they supposedly have. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, if we don't know how they're going to be supporting local stores for the season 1 local championships in March, then we're going to have issues. If we get to April, May, and we haven't heard anything about this celebration event, there's going to start being issues. UVS have been given some rope, but like we said last week, like I was talking with Cal yesterday, like what needs to be going on there, UVS broke trust with the dripping of information, with the fact that we had to fight and run around just to get this information. This should have all been dropped at the same time in an article when OP went live. The trust has been broken, and UVS needs to re-earn that, and they've given us their plan to re-earn that. And we've been bitten so many times. I know a lot of people are going to be shy on it, but what are we going to do? Play something else?
I mean, I know Connor's all in on World of Tanks.
No, well, I'm really surprised he hasn't got in all in on the Godzilla game.
It's a Bushy Road game though. They'll relaunch it about 4 times.
But yeah, I mean, this couldn't have been easy for UVS. The staff there must have been so many meetings, and the staff must have been working on it and debating it. And for the staff members that had our back, for the staff members that took this feedback from us, that have been listening to the complaints and have been putting up with us for the last 2 weeks, we really do appreciate.
I mean, it's not been 2 weeks. It's been a week. Like it dropped last Friday.
No, there have been people that have been complaining about it since the OP video dropped, but yeah, it's been a concentrated week of absolute hell. And for the UVS, I was going to say, for the UVS staff members that went to bat for us, that were in those meetings, that were defending our right to have celebrations, we absolutely love you and adore you for doing that for us. And I hope Oshera can get there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have anything to add at this point. Like, we take the W's where we can.
Yeah,
we have a W.
We always have done with the international community members. We take the W's as they come.
Yep, and as I say, I feel like this. It doesn't answer everything. There are obviously still plenty of questions that are unanswered. I'm willing to give them a little bit of breathing room to answer those questions.
For the celebration, yes, I'm happy to give them a lot of breathing room and a lot of time to prepare, and because essentially they've promised us something at the end of this year for next year, which is absolutely crazy. For the organized play stuff, if they're going to be giving all the details for NA organized play by the end of the year, then we should also get our plan of how to cultivate growth in our country, in our regions at the same time. If they drip feed that stuff, or if we don't get that information, that's when I'm going to start kicking off again. Because yeah, you can't just say we're going to build up your regions. We're going to cultivate. We're going to create events where they cultivate play, not just exist, and then not have a plan for that.
Yeah, like as I say, I was quitting the game. I was gonna sell everything. I was going to pretty much not play card games anymore.
Oh,
now I'm at least gonna play. So you've done something right. Take the W, guys.
Yeah.
And gals and non-binary pals. And yeah, just as I say, you do have to earn back trust. Prove what you're saying. And what do they end with? Here's to an amazing 2026.
Yeah.
Here's to an amazing 2026. Prove it.
We'll start off because we've got nothing else to talk about. But the last thing I think we really wanted to mention, I tried to mention at the start, is put this at the start. For fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. Like this is by far the most important part of all of this from an international standpoint. Obviously, this article is not intended for just international. It's for like other questions and things as well. But this should not be a blurb at the bottom. This is a very important thing. And I know for a fact that a lot of people got to the last question, didn't bother reading the rest of what was there, and then proceeded to
kick off.
Yeah, kick off again. Yeah. And I know I had it when I went to Patreon this morning. I was speaking to a player who thought, "Oh, so UVS have just decided to
double down,
stick the head in the sand and stick to the guns." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And it's like, "Yeah, there's nothing." I'm like, "Dude, they're giving us an event. You know, it's not. It's worded like it's going to be a regional and all but name." And
I swear I asked a question that could have been answered with this as well. They could have put it in the Ask Me Anything. Because I swear I asked a question.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't call it an Ask Me Anything and then not answer all of the questions.
I swear I put a question in there like, you've built up all these regionals and celebrations of the games. Our international community's not worth celebrating. And that answers it. That answers it. Maybe my question got deleted when I left the Discord on Friday. Who knows? But they must have had these answers pretty much ready by the point I left.
I mean, you would hope so. I mean, I would like to hope that UVS is past the point of, only getting something up and ready 10 minutes before it's due to go live. I really hope that they're past that point these days.
Yeah, this should have been bigger news than an article about. Like, as Mike said, we love it. We appreciate the W. It sounds absolutely amazing. But this should have been bang at the top straight away before the questions.
It's still shit for OCE players.
Yeah.
Don't worry, OCE brethren. Not gonna forget you. We are still on your side. Yeah. Like just because we got a W does not mean we're gonna ignore you.
Just because
if there's anything that we can do to help you guys out, we will.
Yeah.
But you are a very long swim away.
Yeah, that's the big issue.
And there's too many poisonous spiders in Australia for me to travel there.
We've won a tiny battle here, but the war is still going on, and we understand that you guys are in a much worse situation, but we need the break. It's how I'm going to put it. We need the break from the minute. We just need to, because we've got an event, but at the same time, I don't know if you saw my video with Carl from yesterday. It really sucks that Oceania didn't know this before the last event. That they didn't get to have this celebration that we could have had next week.
Yeah. I mean, they had to fight for that second event in general. So.
Oh yeah.
But hey, they succeeded once. I'm sure they can again. I'll be rooting for them.
Well, yeah, and like you said, any help. If you want to get on here and communicate with me, get your voice out there. Because I saw someone say like, "OCE haven't complained about it." It's like, no, they do. They just complain about it in their time zone. You know, like when you guys are all in bed. They do complain about it a lot. And if you go to any of UVS's most recent posts, you've got EU and Oceania players on there just commenting like, "Oh, when are international events coming back?" So they are complaining and they are fighting in their own way, just kind of fighting the same way we fight.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here for
a little
you.
bit of humor and sass and annoyance.
Exactly. But yeah, if Oceania need any help, if you guys need any help with events, if you need anything from the EU community, we are here to help you out and to help you get your voices heard the same way that we've done. Because, like Mike said, UVS are listening. UVS are making changes and they are making steps to make things right with EU, and hopefully, it does extend to Oceania at some point. I think that's a good place to leave it, and I'll let you go get ready to go to Glasgow.
I'm not doing that on Monday.
But yeah,
no, we only get ready at the last minute, Brett. Come on.
You only deck build at last minute as well.
Well, I won't be because I'll be at a gig that Friday night.
Ooh, I don't arrive until the Friday night. I arrive like 9 p.m.
Oh yeah, I'll be rocking out then.
Nice. But yeah, the Ask Me Anything, it left a lot in the air. It answered a lot, but it also left a lot unanswered, especially a lot of questions, particularly as to Connor's Cumberbund, which he's still going to be harassing Guile about on Friday.
No. I mean, he got somewhat a response from Hitch earlier.
I'm not in the main Discord. I don't know.
Well, it took the British employee to get an answer to about it.
And what was the answer?
It's been worked on. Give them a little bit of time. It is Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, so it might not be resolved until New Year, but it's being worked on.
It better be a fucking good belt if you're taking a year.
Oh yeah. But we take the W's where we can.
Yeah, there's no point.
This is overall a W.
Yeah. This is 100% a W. A bespoke community celebration with panels and games and events and awesome prizing that hopefully they will interact with us to find out what we want and what we need and what would make this event a celebration for us.
Yep. And I have faith. As I say, they just need to reach out. And I know if there's one thing, as a UVS Games employee, if there is one thing for you, if you watch this and you listen to us ramble and moan a little bit and celebrate your wins here, there's one thing to take away. If you want to succeed, reach out and ask for the help that you need to succeed.
We love this community enough, we love this game enough that if you want to do something out here, if you Games Expo, MCM, Insomnia, which is coming back soon, EGX, MegaCon, any of these events where the people who love these IPs, the people who play games will be at, let us know. The people in the EU community are so dedicated. They want this game to thrive. They want more people to join the religion of UVS and spread the good word of how good this game is to people and get them involved. We're happy to help and listen, but we can't keep banging at the door. We need you guys to come to us and ask. And asking for our help isn't weakness, it's strength.
100%. Use the resources you have access to. You have them. Use them. Just don't abuse them.
If UBS does want to do a massive thing to make it up to the EU community, I know Critical Role are in London in October for their live show. It'd be really cool, to have them at a celebration event.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
That would be. Imagine playing the PVE DM'd by Matt Mercer. That would be nuts.
Yeah, that really would be.
It'd be expensive. But I'm just saying, like, we have the VAs and the celebrities and the people in this game. We have a lot of the artists from the Hex stuff in the UK because I was working with Sean to get them at events for this year beforehand. So the foundations are there. It's just, it's not the most cost effective way to do it, but you guys have promised it. And my mind is already racing to see what's going to come from this. So, yeah, if you need Hitchcock has already got all the contacts for the artists, but if you want cosplayers or people from that aspect side of the community, reach out. You know, I have the contacts in that community. I can help get that stuff on there. We've got people who've been playing this game 19 years that know what the community wants. So please, we are a resource. Use us.
Yep, and yeah, that's it.
Except let's not wait and hold. Stephen, if they tell us that we have to wait until November for this celebration, but they can guarantee us that the Critical Role cast will be there, I'm happy to wait a year.
I mean, I don't want to wait a year, but if you know, if that allowed the Critical Role cast, sure.
Yeah, right. They're not here.
I'm sure Sean will come up with a good event in the meantime.
Oh yeah, that 100% Sean. I mean, Sean was already planning on working some stuff in the downtime, and yeah, if Sean wants to put on community events for Universus, like we said, we can do the same thing Oceana do. We can do it ourselves. Connor's already looks like pricing up sleeves and deck boxes. We can do this stuff ourselves. We can lay the groundwork and show what regionals could have been. We're not getting Power Rangers, man. We've already lost K-pop Demon Hunters to Hasbro. We're not getting Power Rangers from them. But let's wrap up here. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. Great having you on as always, Mike. I'm glad you suggested this. Tomorrow we're going back in the other direction as I'm joined by Connor, Cam, and Ty's House of Cards as we talk about whether UVS is steering Universus into a more collector-based card game rather than a play-based card game.
Yeah, let me give you spoilers. Let me give you spoilers to everybody. Yeah, they're trying and failing miserably. Stop wasting your energy.
Mike is firmly in the camp of Chrome suck at this point.
No, they don't. I mean, right. I don't want to get into a whole other discussion.
No,
Yes, Chrome suck. They don't feel special anymore. You guys are giving Chromes out for Worlds. It's just not a good. It's not. They're just a thing. They're just an alt art now. They don't feel special. Change them up. Remove the serialization. Make them more impressive. Then guess what, guys? You can reprint your sets if they sell out.
You mean like what Riftbound did with the side over numbered cards, which means they'll only.
Maybe that's where I got. Maybe that's where I got it from. Ooh, yeah, another UVS Games game. Oh,
yeah, you're catching up with content I made like a month ago.
Hey, look. Then why are you making it a podcast topic tomorrow if you've already made content?
Because
come on, Brett.
No,
find something new to say.
No. Because you see, like the YouTube aspect of it was talking about if chromes and stuff like that are hurting the game because we can't reprint. This is a conversation with people about whether the game is becoming more collector focused or trading focused. It's similar but not the same. And Mike kind of keeps saying don't steal his lines. He needs them for tomorrow.
I mean, maybe you should have said it first, Connor. What can I say? I've been saying this. I've been saying this for months.
Yep. Drop the serialization. Drop the aspect of it, and just we'll get into this tomorrow. We will literally get into this tomorrow.
This is a different topic. This isn't what we're talking
This is a
about.
different topic.
Let's just say bye, everybody.
Bye,
and then
everybody.
you can be like, bye, Mike. Love you.
For everyone here, that's going to Glasgow. We'll see you in a week. For those of you who are not, keep an eye on the stream. I'm sure Mike will pop up a couple of times. And for everyone that's planning to drop after round 3, Guilty Gear pre-releases on the same weekend.
Cheers, Steve. Cheers, Connor. Where's the love? I'm not even going to say bye.
No, we'll see
you guys too then.
We'll see you all next week. Everyone in the chat, thanks for being here. Nick, I know you had to drop back out. And for everyone taking part in the Ace Universus webcam warriors at the minute, thanks for watching. I'll repeat if you do. I'll see you all at game night. Bye. Bye from Mike.
I already said it.
Oh, okay. Bye.